When it's time to perform maintenance on your AW gear meter, you will order a replacement kit from AW Lake Company.
Meter kits consist of 2 round gears, technically called spur gears, 2 shafts, 1 for each gear, and 2 O-rings, one that's Teflon and one that's Viton. You'll only need one of the O-rings, so you need to determine which O-ring material is suitable for your application, based on what fluid you'll be running through the meter. And that's it. You have your kit, so you're ready to replace your gear sets in your AW gear meter. To replace the gears, you'll need to take the meter apart. To loosen the bolts holding the meter body together, it's a good idea to secure the meter in a vise. Make sure the clamp is on the flat end of the meter for a secure grip. Otherwise, you risk ripping off the tags of the meter should it suddenly give way and spin with the twist of a wrench. We recommend either putting wood or rags on both ends of the meter to avoid marking it up. Proceed to break the bolts using a 5mm hex wrench. Once the bolts are broken free, remove the meter from the vise and continue to extract the bolts and washers on a work surface. Once all the bolts and washers have been removed, you'll want to put 2 bolts back into the meter on opposite ends, engaging them only 3 to 4 turns. Then, to remove the top housing from the bottom housing, gently tap on both bolts to separate the 2 pieces. Never use a screwdriver or other tool to pry the housing apart, as you risk damage to the housing surface, O-ring, shafts, and gears. To remove the gears, grip the shaft with your fingers and gently pull up. This will remove the bearings, gear, sleeve, and shaft all at once. Depending on the size of your meter you're working on, you may prefer to use tweezers for this step. To insert the new gear, remove the shipping bands that hold the bearing and sleeve in place, and insert a shaft. Place the assembled set into the cavity of the meter. Repeat with the second gear. To remove the O-ring, use a pick and slide it under the O-ring. Gently raise it up, careful to avoid damaging the O-ring groove, which could compromise the seal. Remove and discard the old O-ring. Remember to make sure you choose the proper O-ring for your application. Set the O-ring inside the O-ring groove and press down to set it in place. To put the meter back together, make sure locating pins are lined up with locating holes, but gently press together. Do not force it down. Make sure there is a nice tight seal. Place the washers back in their holes, place bolts back in on top, and screw them in with a hex wrench. Once you screw in all bolts, place the meter back in the vise to tighten the bolts. Torque spec for standard sized AW gear meters is 11 foot per pound. If you are working with a meter larger than the JV 30 kg or CG, refer to your specific meter's maintenance guide for torque spec. And now you're done. Your meter is ready to be put back into service. For more helpful videos, visit AW Lake's website.